Okay, sorry. Yeah, this is part two. I got interrupted by my customer who is, his wife's in the hospital, her water broke. So, anyway, I'm in my job site, but just wanted to continue with the transhumanist, anarcho primitive. I don't prescribe necessarily to the anti transhumanist philosophies because I don't really know what they are. So, all I know is like right now I'm exploring my concerns about about transhumanism and the kind of world that we live in that would be dominated by technology. So yeah, first of all, I'd like to say I'm not anti-technology. Technology has definitely improved our worlds, our lives. People with technology in their lives are definitely living better ones. In the sense that technology has improved modern society, modern culture, and we've been you know improving our technology or advancing our knowledge of science, biology, whatever you want to call it, physics, the science of physics, electricity, nuclear energy, waves, light waves, radio waves, the whole spectrum of waves. The knowledge of the universe is expanded, recently, last few hundred years. So we have a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of tools now, a lot of skill sets of knowledge that we can use to make our lives better. We can control just our homes. We can heat our homes consistently. We don't have to light a fire inside our dwelling. We don't have to depend on our own bipedalism for transportation. We don't even have to use other animals to get us around. We can use technology. Combustion engine, the steam engine, trains, planes, and automobiles. All that stuff has made life extremely more easy on us. There's a lot of things that have been improving. Food stability, maybe. I'm not sure about that one as far as like overall. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Sure. So technology has helped us. Let's just agree to that for now. And it's also harmed us, and that's the point I'm looking into. Like just as the Industrial Revolution was considered a big improvement to the Europeans, people got jobs and they made things. It was more about what they made, not their jobs so much, because as we know, the Industrial Revolution was also a form of industrial servitude. Humans were part of the machines. In a way that we had to feed the machines with material. We had to, stoke the steam engines with coal. This labor-intensive stuff. So I don't know if it was improvement in the people's lives who were working in the Industrial Revolution, but there was definitely products, that were being made, like the locomotives, the factories, fabric factories. So we can argue with how much improvement that has had. During that time, it may not have been the most pleasant thing. Child labor and all that stuff. So we get a lot of problems with industrialization. But okay, so that was more of like now we have the digitization, the technology, the microchip, that is making things easier. Robots, automation. So we don't need to be enslaved to the machine to make things. So that's an improvement. Okay, that's definitely an improvement. You don't have to go to, school, end up at the local, canning company, filling cans with food, which they used to do, I think, by hand, or like, conveyor belts and stuffing things into things, whatever, buildings. I mean, there's still some things still made that way. But overall, manufacturing has moved away from that, and it's more automated, robotic, and we're not so important to the production process, but we're still part of it in a lot of ways, So, but in general, our lives have been, as a industrial nations, our lives have improved. We've got better cars, more reliable cars, even as the microchip is entered into the car. We have, this laptop I'm talking into. It communicates. It's information. It has everything I could ever think of. It has people in it I can contact. It has, information, creative process, capabilities, Photoshop, I can write stuff in it, all kinds of stuff, right? I can download books. I can send people things, I could buy things and have them sent to my home. So yeah, that's an improvement. So I think I'm going to just wind down and by asking the question, what is the concern then, if things have improved? And we definitely had a trajectory of improvement. But then again, what have we lost, and what are we going to continue to lose? That's what we've lost is already lost. We live in big cities. That could be a problem. They're more improved. Cities used to be dangerous places with disease and, just not so reliable. Fires, big time fires in large cities, London, Rome, plagues going around in confined areas of lots of people. But I think we pretty much, have that under control. We're losing, basically, we lost that small community of people that we used to have to rely on. We don't really need to rely on anyone. We have the city to rely on, which is a technology in itself, an organized system, so we don't have to rely on anyone. We can live our whole lives isolated, possibly, we could, and then we're also cooking. We don't need to cook our own foods. I'm talking like, harvesting our own foods or trading with local areas and having like regional foods. And you had regional foods because that's all you had. You didn't but there's a give and take. So we do lose things though with technology. We do lose things. Can technology replace everything? And that's what the transhumanists believe. We can download. I think I heard something like they want to figure out how to download thoughts, or feelings, have the brain work without a body, life extension, replacement of body parts, total, Philip K. Dick stuff, Terminator, just cyborgs, just complete, Star Trek stuff. You could be a Borg. You're programmed. Things can be programmed. Your genetics can be programmed. You can choose what kind of child you want. This could go on forever. And I kind of jokingly call it the Uberization of the world. Everything is software now. Instead of hailing a cab in a foreign country or your own, making a phone call and having someone, route you over there, or raising your hand, or using just the basic, randomness of the market when it comes to that kind of stuff. We're going to program it so you have to be there, or you're locking in a car. And will everything be done like that? We're digitizing medical records, and that's great, okay. But then all that information is going to be available, just like the internet. Like you have privacy, but then we don't anymore. We just say, as more technology, more software-based, products come out, we want to give up our information to make life easier for ourselves, or because it's demanded of us. Just be honest, like some of us start to agree and then becomes a product. And then if you want to have medical attention, you're going to have a digitized, medical records. And what do you have to worry about? Nothing, right? Because it's, who cares about your health, besides yourself and your family. But these are things that, the information can be used against you in ways that you're not even aware of, And the debit card is convenient, but then you can go to the gas station and have your card read and hacked, and you'll have a big problem, getting your money replaced. Is this acceptable? So with the Uberization of society, using software-based solutions for just about everything, an app, whatever you want to call it. How is that going to impact our lives, and are we going to be willing to live that life? And as generations grow up, everyone gets used to what's existing, and then goes forward. So as the next generation comes, or the one that's right here now, they're okay with, they're fine with phones. I mean, phones in their hand, with internet is the standard now. That was not the standard before. Now it is the standard. And going forward, will they be, more, as their kids grow up, will they be more willing to, have, the next generation it'll seem to be that they will have to have every single thing about them public or recorded in some way. So, is that going to free people? Is that going to, help us? Is everything going to be digitized and, converted into software that, can give you what you want, be sold to you, are all needs, met through that? Is this the way it is? Or are we going to go the opposite direction, go primitive? And primitive, I have to think of a different name than primitive, because, it sounds reductive or whatever, just it doesn't sound positive. So, anyway, people want to feel tangible things. They want to smell dirt. They want to, feel something, so, and I don't think it's going into alternative religions either. That's not going to help you. It'll help you on a personal level maybe, but, I'm talking about just regular life. Are we going to be humans, or are we going to be, transhumanist, digitized, software-based life forms? And even if we don't integrate the actual, microchips into us or whatever, our brain is using all those tools to access what we want. So looking at screens, typing or whatever, even, maybe it'll convert to voice commands, but we can visualize things. But at one point, where does it stop? When do we become not a human anymore? All right, I think that's a good point to stop.